Shout out to ELMATISSJ underscore. I knew my computer was about to go dead. I just thought we had enough before it went. I'm not saying I don't have my charger or anything with me. It's right next to my bed. I was simply just saying I thought we would last longer. Okay. Okay. Is this the right one? Okay. Because I got two chargers right next to my bed. Because I got two laptops right next. Well, essentially one plus this one I'm using. Um. Anyways, let's go to the home screen and see what we got. See what we want to react to today. This is not. I don't even know why I ever thought to pull up Google Chrome. I can't stand the Google Chrome on this computer. The other computer, great, no problems. But this one, I don't know about that. I'm gonna try to reload. Most of this stuff seems not new. I don't think this is. I don't think that this is reloading. Okay, maybe it is reloading. I'm just not noticing it. Okay, let me go back to the Microsoft Edge. Okay, now I don't even think I reloaded yet. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking for something that I think could be a nice watch. Hmm. I want to watch something that's not long, but also is worth watching. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Oh no, I can't.
Who am I?
Sorry, I just thought about that. They'll take it down if they say his name, cause y'all should know what his name is. Okay, 10 WWE Dream matches that will happen in 2024. I'm already knowing this match.
There are a ton of WWE Dream matches that will never happen. Dream matches such as Bret Hart vs Bryan Danielson and Shawn Michaels vs AJ Styles are unable to happen due to one of the wrestlers in the Dream being officially retired, and if that retirement is due to medical reasons, then the chances of them ever taking a bump again are next to impossible. However, after Stone Cold Steve Austin's surprise return to the ring in 2022, it's been shown that wrestlers we thought would never wrestle again potentially could, albeit in certain circumstances. Therefore, there are several dream matches that could still happen in WWE, and all it would take would be for both sides to agree to it, and for WWE to implement the appropriate creative direction to bring the match alive. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 major WWE dream matches that can still actually happen. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, WrestleMania Shorts. Number 10, CM Punk vs Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, CM Punk's AEW run didn't live up to what Punk, AEW, nor the fans wanted. Following Punk's release from AEW, there have been rumors that he could potentially be looking towards a WWE return. It's common knowledge that Punk left WWE back in 2014 on the worst terms imaginable, so WWE allowing Punk back into the WWE family does seem like a stretch, but stranger things have happened. Punk was even backstage before a Raw show in 2023, and it was said that he made amends with names such as The Miz, which is a positive step. If Punk does indeed return to WWE, there are so many mega dream matches that fans would love to see Punk in. One of these is a showdown with the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Punk
Why are they
versus the
saying
tribal
if she
chief
did?
Prince Money, and it'll
And
be
this was
creating
made
a
like 2
fascinating
days ago.
dynamic if WWE decides to utilize Paul Heyman
Yo,
in the middle,
what's
as even
going
though
on
he
with
is
these
the current
people?
advocate for Reigns, he had a long and decorated history with the straight-edge superstar. Number 9, Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix.
We already
Even
seen
though
that match though.
WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix has been retired for a number of years, she's been prone to making sporadic appearances on WWE TV. These appearances have included matches, and almost all of these have received rave reviews, as Phoenix has shown the world that she has the ability to hang with the current roster. One of the matches that fans have been clamoring for is a Phoenix vs Rhea Ripley singles match. The two have wrestled in a mixed person tag match, but a full-blown single match is what fans have been pushing for. There seems to be no reason why it can't be done, and after the success of Trish Stratus' latest run, WWE should open the door to more iconic female wrestlers to work a program with the current roster. Number 8, Rey Mysterio vs Ricochet. Imagine two of the greatest high flyers of all time colliding in a singles match. Rey Mysterio vs Ricochet is a WrestleMania match waiting to happen,
Yeah, they
and the
already
action we've
faced
seen
off
from the
a bunch
two
of
in the
times
multi-man
before.
matches have been rather special. The two have never wrestled in a 1v1 match in WWE, and the likely reason for that is that both are cemented as top babyfaces, so WWE may want to avoid booking the match in case one of them gets booed. However, a heel turn for one of the duo is a possibility.
I would say just have a match.
Lots of you have trusted my advice over the years. I mean, Philly's quarterback delivered, didn't he?
Or WWE could book a straightforward respect feud with both of them as babyfaces. Whatever WWE's approach to the dream match would be, it needs to happen before Mysterio hangs up his boots forever. Number 7, the Young Bucks versus the Usos.
I did not
Several years ago, it seemed like an impossibility that AEW executives would leave AEW behind in favor of joining WWE. However, after Cody Rhodes made the jump in 2022, it seems like anything is possible. The Young Bucks versus the Usos has been a dream match for the past decade, and both teams have expressed interest in a match
or would
before,
it be like a
but the Bucks even stated that they wanted to break the record for the most super kicks in a matchup. Obviously, the match can only happen if both teams are under the same company, and judging by the state of the wrestling industry currently, it seems more likely that the Young Bucks would find themselves in WWE as opposed to Jimmy and Jey Uso becoming all elite. Number 6, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. One of the dream opponents for CM Punk if he rejoins WWE has to be Seth Rollins. The feud writes itself, especially due to there being personal, real-life animosity between the two.
One day ago,
this is what Rollins had to say regarding Punk in an interview with Wrestling Inc. "Oh, Philly Phil, stay away. Stay away, you cancer. Get away from me forever. Yeah, I don't like Phil. He's a jerk. Did we just figure that out? Everyone in the locker room is like, oh no, did he say that? Yeah, he's no jerk. We figured that out over there. We knew it over here. I don't want him back. Go do something else. Bye-bye. See you later." This feud would be red hot, but would WWE be able to trust both Punk and Rollins to remain professional at all times? For Rollins, it shouldn't be a problem, but for Punk, we've seen during his AEW run that he's encountered problems with numerous talents, so he would be able to put any bad blood in the side of favor of creating pro wrestling magic. Number 5, the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys, the final encounter. One of the most memorable feuds of the Attitude Era saw the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys all engage in classic after classic. It'd be unlikely, but perhaps seeing all 6 men compete together in one final match would be a certified dream match for fans who grew up in the Attitude Era. This would more than likely happen in AEW, as the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian are both under AEW contracts, and as for the Dastardly Dudleys, they appear to be free agents, whilst occasionally wrestling for Impact Wrestling. It wouldn't need to be a TLC match, as just a standard triangle tag team match would bring in the nostalgia and give one of the most epic feuds of all time one final moment in the spotlight. Number 4, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. When Cody Rhodes returned to WWE in 2022, one of the first feuds that fans wanted to see was a rivalry with Randy Orton. Rhodes and Orton's history speaks for itself, as the two were members of the Legacy faction, and even though the two have faced off before, Rhodes was a completely different wrestler during their initial rivalry. There's so much to the story for WWE to develop with a feud and subsequent match between the two, as some fans quite rightly label the matchup as a WrestleMania-worthy showdown.
Taking the championship
it looks like
off
Orton
from
will indeed be
Roman at the
returning to
Rumble
WWE once his back is fully healed, so hopefully
that could
the
be a
feud and
WrestleMania
match that fans have been waiting years
Randy
to see
versus
finally
Cody
comes
Rhodes
to fruition. Number 3, Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Upon debuting on the main roster, fans instantly began
That
to
could happen
fantasy
at
book a dream
WrestleMania as
match
well.
between the ring general Gunther and Brock
I thought it was
Lesnar.
gonna happen at
Due to their
WrestleMania
rather
39.
physical in-ring styles, fans believed that the two
I
facing
mean, not
off would be
WrestleMania
an
39
absolute war.
at
And when
SummerSlam.
fans realized that Gunther was going to be pushed to the moon on the main roster, it only elevated interest. Both men have expressed interest in the match, and this is a rarity for Lesnar, who's extremely private when it comes to his thoughts on pro wrestling. So it's clear that Lesnar is a fan of what Gunther is bringing to the table. The two had a memorable showdown at the 2023 Rumble match, and their face-off received one of the biggest ovations of the entire event. And many believe this to be WWE testing the waters to see how fans would react to a Gunther vs Lesnar program. It seems like a matter of when rather than if when it comes to Lesnar vs Gunther, and it's likely that a major event such as WrestleMania or SummerSlam will host the anticipated matchup. Number 2, Roman Reigns vs The Rock.
Oh yeah,
Heading
that's
into
already
WrestleMania
happened.
39 season, it seemed like a certainty that WWE were going to book a dream match between Reigns and The Rock. It was heavily reported that WWE were trying to lock down The Rock for a match, but ultimately they were unable to secure the great one, and WWE went with Plan B for the biggest show of the annual calendar. The Rock revealed that he's open to the idea of wrestling Reigns at WrestleMania 40, and it's likely now or never when it comes to that match, as The Rock is increasing in age and he's only free for a select number of dates a year due to his acting commitments. For WWE, the match offers a huge box office, and it'd be a total shocker if the match isn't one of the most financially successful matches in company history. And number 1, CM Punk vs Stone Cold Steve Austin. It came as a total surprise in 2022 when Austin came out of retirement. Austin had retired back in 2003 due to neck issues, and the chances of him wrestling again were slim, but miraculously, Austin was able to compete once more almost 2 decades later. Austin returned to the ring in an acclaimed main event matchup against Kevin Owens, and there were even rumors that Austin was willing to wrestle at WrestleMania 39, but nothing materialized. One of the dream matches that fans always liked to fantasy book Austin in was a match with CM Punk. Both characters are similar in the sense that they're anti-authoritative in nature, and seems common sense to pair the two in a featured match. Hopes for the dream match escalated back in 2012 when the two took part in a sit-down interview with Jim Ross to promote a WWE 2K video game. The segment was intense and arguably more compelling than anything on the WWE product at the time. If WWE secure a deal to bring Punk back and Austin will be willing to have another match, Punk vs Austin seems like a no-brainer, and it could create lasting memories that fans will never forget. But there you have it, folks. 10 major dream matches that could still happen in WWE. Sure, leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
This has to be like a re-upload, not like a video that was made 2 days ago.
Begin.
Okay, let's try to. I'm trying to see if I can.
Basketball is back. Watch the
WrestleMania. I'm gonna watch another video because that last video wasn't it. Was that their last match? I mean, the last video they uploaded. That video that was not accurate in any way. One day ago. That was the last match they did.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason why an ex-WWE executive quit, is AEW in trouble after this injury, Matt Hardy's wife's troubling TikTok video, why is the WWE keeping The Rock's appearances as a prize, is this a sign that WWE has changed its blood policy, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, WrestleMania.com. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good. As number 1, Nick Aldis, SmackDown's Action Man. And Nick Aldis is no pencil pusher collecting a paycheck while the inmates run the asylum. He's quickly established himself as someone who puts the authority in authority figure. He reigned on Roman's parade after the Bloodline laid out all 3 would-be contenders for the Undisputed Championship by making Roman's Rumble title defense a fatal 4-way. Earlier he talked how Hit Rose Ashante, who wanted to do something to get back on track, a segment that provided a storyline for Ashante re-entering the ever-crowded SmackDown picture. Number 2, the return of AOP. Akam and Razor made a huge statement last night with their riotous return, taking out Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, which was no easy feat. AOP fans should be eager to see what's next for the powerhouse team, especially since their NXT manager Paul Ellering is at their side and they've apparently joined forces with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Number 3, Io Sky Fighting Champion. Io Sky has become SmackDown's version of Seth Rollins. No, not someone with a questionable fashion sense, but a fighting champion who's ready to take on any and all opponents. A willingness to put the title on the line is refreshing, especially as heels often duck and dodge opponents. Sky is a tremendous talent who will hopefully get a lengthy title reign as she's dynamite in the ring and she's providing a fresh face on the title scene. Number 4, is there any hope for Butch? Is there actually hope for Butch? Well, despite his so far useless gimmick of being a master of joint manipulation, he's a solid worker who unfortunately had the misfortune of endless jobbing alongside Ridge Holland in the Brawling Brutes. And now that Holland is doing his thing on NXT, teaming Butch with Tyler Bate could give him the reboot he needs to step back into the limelight. Speaking of Tyler Bate, he's now been officially transferred over to SmackDown. Number 5, Wild Triple Threat.
I like that.
Last night's Triple Threat match was a premium live event quality match in terms of star power, although it didn't get enough time. While the bout's real purpose was to set up the Royal Rumble's Fatal 4-Way, it was still excited to see Randy Orton, LA Knight and AJ Styles throw down in the ring. And Logan Paul delivers. US champ Logan Paul showed why the WWE loves to utilize him. Paul may not show up on TV, but when he does, he makes the most of every moment, enraging fans with his arrogant attitude and setting himself up for just enough comeuppance for fans to want to see him get more punishment in the ring. Last night was no exception as he mocked new #1 contender Kevin Owens and got floored for running his mouth. But that was the good, what about the bad? Is number 1, Santos Escobar's losses. Is Santos Escobar's push over now that he's lost the US title tournament?
I made some pop when I came back to the fact. The match was already over. So I couldn't even be mad or sad that he lost.
Well, probably not, but he still lost some of his momentum by losing to Kevin Owens. Escobar's feud with Rey Mysterio should be a hot program, but the WWE should have considered booking him against Logan Paul because it could have made for an engaging heel versus heel program. Instead, Paul will wrestle Owens and will walk away with the title after Grayson Waller and Austin Theory helped the Maverick. And number 2, the US title has become a prop. As good as Logan Paul is in WWE, having the US Championship around his waist is a constant reminder that the belt has become a prop. Say what you will about Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign being stale, but at least the ring general defends it regularly. Not so with Paul, who promised to be a more active competitor, but who appears even less than Roman Reigns, the WWE's previous poster child for absentee landlords. There was nothing downright ugly as last night's New Year's Revolution felt like an extra special edition of the Blue brand and provided plenty of build for the Rumble. I mean, not bad on SmackDown's end. We got a huge fatal 4-way for the WWE Undisputed Championship and Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul, not to mention the Rumbles itself. What did you guys think of the Blue brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news.
No, Yeet.
Our first reason looks at the real reason why a top executive quit WWE. At top of today's news, more details are emerging on Kevin Dunn's departure from the WWE, including a rumor that things got ugly during his last days in WWE. As reported last week, Kevin Dunn left the WWE after decades of working there. He held considerable power and is often labeled as Vince McMahon's right-hand man. Dunn's official title was WWE Executive Producer and Chief of Global Television Distribution. Meltzer went into detail saying, it was Dunn's decision to leave, which one source said dated back to about 2 months when Endeavor started wanting to make budget cuts to improve profitability in the department and started making decisions on the production side without relying on his opinions. Dunn had been basically autonomous in his position for decades, only having to answer to Vince McMahon. There was considerable chatter about Kevin Dunn's future in WWE after Vince McMahon's abrupt retirement in the summer of 2022. Some fans and industry analysts felt like Dunn's days were numbered as changes were being made in the WWE hierarchy. According to Meltzer, the WWE didn't want that to happen. At the time, we were told that with McMahon and John Laurinaitis leaving the way they didn't want any other major changes as far as top executives, with the idea it would hurt the stock price, at least at that time. Still, Dunn is believed to be worth somewhere between $40 million and $60 million. Not bad, eh? As for the circumstances surrounding Kevin Dunn's departure, PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting, while everyone is playing up positives publicly, we are told that the relationship between the two sides has gotten more and more frayed in recent weeks, with one source describing it as getting uglier even after Dunn put his notice in Christmas week. It seems that whilst Dunn had quit the WWE, he's still not retiring for good, but he's not expected to work in wrestling. Next up, good news for Liv Morgan. There's good news regarding Liv Morgan's criminal court case in Florida, as Morgan was arrested last December and faced 2 drug possession charges, one of them a felony. A new report states that Morgan has hired one of Florida's top attorneys, and the hire may be already paying dividends. Mike Johnson is reporting that one of the charges has already been dropped. On one half, the more serious charge against Morgan, possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoids, was dropped from the criminal case against her. In addition, Meltzer is reporting the belief at this point is more likely to be a misdemeanor charge, and most first-time offenders with marijuana in Florida pay a fee of $100 and they'll drop the charges without anything appearing on a record. While Morgan will still have to go through some legal proceedings, it appears the worst part of the case has already been resolved. It's been reported that the criminal case will not impact Morgan's push. She's currently sidelined with an injury she suffered last summer. Next up, AEW in trouble? There's potentially devastating news as AEW could lose MJF for nearly a year. Maxwell Jacob Friedman has been working through 2 notable injuries, but may be at the point where he can no longer work through them. Also recently discussed the injuries the former AEW World Champion had to wrestle through during his title defense at World's End pay-per-view. MJF worked the match in great pain with his torn labrum, as well as a hip injury from the crazy elbow drop off the top rope to the floor in Jay White match at Full Gear. The shoulder injury is the most serious. He's having to have it healed through rehab then surgery, because surgery would put him out for months and he was told perhaps close to a year, which he wants to avoid. While MJF may not want to miss that much time off, Meltzer suggested surgery could be the best move in the long run. But long term, he's young, and getting this as fixed long term could be a lot better than it consistently being a problem for the rest of his career. As of now, he and doctors will determine what direction he tries. Next up, Matt Hardy's wife troubling TikTok video. Are there marital problems between Rebby and Matt Hardy? Well, some fans are asking this after Rebby posted a troubling TikTok video. Rebby Hardy has used social media to express her opinions before, sometimes in a harsh manner. It's unknown exactly what this means, but it's understandable why some fans are very concerned. Next up, why is the WWE keeping The Rock's appearances a surprise? If you wonder why the WWE doesn't announce The Rock's surprises to capitalize on them in the ratings, well, the People's Champion's appearance always pop an audience, and fans and pundits alike have questioned the wisdom of keeping every appearance a secret. But now it looks like why it has nothing to do with the WWE, but with The Rock. Meltzer reported, The Rock is doing this for fun because he doesn't have to do it, and he's doing it for excitement, that type of thing. That's why he came back on Monday. It wasn't announced at the time like if they had announced that ahead of time. I mean, the rating would have been much higher than it was. He was doing it because in that case, he wanted that pop because of the people in the building not knowing he was going to be there, and he's there. This policy could change if The Rock works a program with Roman Reigns, but for now, The Rock seems to be enjoying surprising the fans. And finally, LA Knight busted open on SmackDown. Another sign the WWE is bringing back blood to its matches is LA Knight was busted open during SmackDown's Triple Threat match. This follows the Nia Jax vs Becky Lynch match where Lynch suffered a bloody lip and the WWE's announce team mentioned it and the cameras didn't turn away, as was usually the case. But there you have it folks, our look at SmackDown as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Because it was just a basic match with Nia Jax. And Nia Jax is Nia Jax, but still, who knows?
Here's my new fantasy must-play. DraftKings Pick 6. Just pick up to 6 players.
And if not, we can just get out of here. But let's go and check. Okay, nothing on for the multi-stream for YouTube. Nothing. Okay, thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. My fault. I clicked the wrong button.